Right then, this video is a little bit different. This one's for the ladies. Now, primarily this channel is for the chaps, but I've got some female followers and I appreciate you. And I want to help you guys out too, so stay tuned for this one. And this video is dating advice for women. So where are you ladies going wrong? Well, lucky for you, I'm here to tell you. So we'll start with number one. You're aiming too high. You know that guy you sleep with every now and then and he's really hard to get hold of and you're constantly chasing him? Well, that guy's got a lot of options and you're probably not his best option. I hate to break it to you, and I don't mean any disrespect here, but it takes some graft to be the best option when he's got a lot of options. And if you're thinking to yourself, well, I got him in the bedroom, so I must be good enough for him, well, let me stop you there. I hate to break this to you, but unfortunately with most men, just because he slept with you, it doesn't mean he likes you. I'm sorry, I know, but it's true. Think of it this way. How many blokes do you entertain every now and then that talks to you quite regular and he gives you a bit of attention and you give him a little bit back, but deep down you know you're not interested. You don't really like him. That's what he's doing to you. Him sleeping with you now and then and never really committing to you and always just being away from you and you always chasing him, that's the female equivalent of the friend zone. He's getting what he wants, but you're not getting what you want, and you won't.
So number two.
So be the best option. Now, how do you do that? Well, lucky for you, you've got me right here, and I'm going to tell you. Me and my pearls of wisdom. Well, firstly, you've got to show some interest, but don't be easy. Now, the amount of women I've been on a first date with, and they've been very eager to do the deed there and then. Well, from experience, I can tell you right now, suddenly my interest drops. It's gone. Maybe not sexually, but anything with any kind of substance, it's gone. And ordinarily I'll decline because I'm not about that life, but then if she's hot. Now, there's going to be a lot more examples as we go along in the list, which will cover this topic, but feed our egos a little bit. Now, I'll tell you now, if I leave yours feeling pretty damn good about myself, you can bet your bottom dollar I'll be coming back. Now, that one's dangerous advice. Trust me, you can do some serious damage with that one. Maybe us men are pretty ego driven after all.
Number three.
Understand your dating value. Now, I understand this could get a little controversial, but understand as well that I am saying this with love. And I don't mean any disrespect, I'm just telling you what I think you need to hear. Now, women are born with value. Men have to earn theirs. And that is true. But the issue is women nowadays are led to believe that they dictate their own value. Really? Good luck with that. Now, believe it or not, your dating value is determined by men. They're the ones dating you. So how do you figure out your dating value? Well, what are men interested in? I'm glad you asked, and I shall tell you. And I will start by saying we couldn't give a fuck what job you do, what kind of car you drive, how big's your house. We don't give a shit. We don't care how independent you are either. In fact, and here's something for you, the more you bang on about how independent you are and all this, that and the other, you're a boss bitch or whatever, the more it's going to turn us off. Now, men, we have this innate desire. It's in our DNA. It's years of evolution. It's never changed. And that's a desire to protect and provide for our woman. Now, if she don't need no man and she's making all this amount of money and she's got the big house and all this, that and the other, then we're going to feel a little bit useless and not very appreciated. It ain't going to feed our desire to want to provide for you and protect you. We need to feel useful. and appreciated. And that one's a big one, but we'll get back to that one later. Now, since you're born with value, it's your job to maintain it. So obviously beauty is key, so look after yourself, present yourself well, get your hair done, exercise if needs be. Biology suggests it too, that men are interested in a woman's physical appearance. This is very important, and the reason for that is we need a woman who looks healthy. Yeah, healthy, fit, and good, strong genes. We need that because if we're gonna stick a baby inside you, we want good genes for that child as well to ensure their survival. And this is whether we want kids or not. It is biology, it's human instinct. So we're not being shallow, it is what it is. And I know it's a tough pill to swallow, believe me, I know. Life's unfair, but unfortunately I didn't make the rules. And unfortunately your looks are going to decrease, because men are also looking for a woman who looks as though she is a fertile woman, because the aim of the game through evolution and survival is to spread our DNA. We want to spread our DNA, that's going to survive long after we do. So as pretty as you are now, the clock is ticking. You ain't going to be that pretty forever. So just be aware of that. And don't waste all your best years chasing that guy who doesn't give a shit about you, okay? I see loads of women doing this and it breaks my heart. Secondly, promiscuous women are actually unattractive to men. Now, some of you are going to be a bit confused by this, thinking, what? Really? That don't make sense. And I'll go back to my point I said earlier. Just because he slept with you doesn't mean he likes you. Women are like cars, right? Now hear me out. If everyone drove a Ferrari, it'd lose its value. Your lady parts are valuable, so treat them as so. Save it for a good man. Don't be slinging it about. Nobody wants to wife up a woman who's been with half the village, yeah? And I mean that. The only ones that are going to do that are the ones that are settling because they can't do any better. And yes, again, we'll still sleep with you though. Am I making any sense yet? And there's reasons for this too, why, a woman who puts it about is less attractive and loses her dating value. So pay attention, because we're going to back this up with facts and science. Despite what modern feminism might be telling you, it is not empowering to sleep around. With every man you sleep with, your ability to pair bond is diminished with every man that you sleep with. Which means the more men you've been with, you're going to lose the ability to connect with somebody and have a real relationship. And us men know this on a subconscious level. And we value a loyal woman, loyalty above everything. And there's statistics out there as well. And again, men are subconsciously aware of this, that the more men you've been with, the chances of you being faithful to us diminishes as well. And also if you have children, now I'm sorry, don't shoot the messenger. Please let me explain first before you lose your rag. I am telling you this with love because I do care. So if you have children, your dating value does drop, and I will explain why now. So hear me out. It will make sense. Now for one, you're going to be less available. You're not going to be able to just nip out and go out together at the drop of a hat. You're going to have a lot of responsibilities that are going to restrict a lot of freedom that a woman that doesn't have children doesn't have. So pretty obvious really, isn't it? You're going to be less available and have a lot more restrictions and a lot more things in the way because you've got a child. So it's going to be obviously more attractive, a woman that doesn't have them things, that can literally just do as she pleases at the drop of a hat. No commitments, no dramas. Secondly, if it progresses into a serious relationship, that's a big responsibility for a man. And there's a lot of men that they want to keep their responsibilities to a bare minimum. And thirdly, it's the baby daddy. There's going to be a lot of insecure men, or men just kind of suspicious that you've got this man who you've had children with, who's, whether you're on talking terms or not, having a child is something special. There's a connection there that lasts forever. And we know this, yeah? So whether there's something there or not, a lot of guys, I'm not saying all, but they're going to be thinking, So again, in some way, this does drop your value in dating. And next, and this is a big one, right? Let's say we start seeing each other. It's going well. We fall in love. I meet your children. They're lovely and I get on with them very well, and I adopt that role as some sort of positive role model for your children. And in doing so, I get very attached to them as well. Then we split up and I never see them kids again. I mean, a breakup is hard anyway, but having to leave kids as well when you've grown attached to them and when they've had nothing to do with the breakup, it's not nice. It's not easy. And men think about this. Not all men, but there's a lot of men do think about this. So again, with a woman that doesn't have children, that's not an issue. Therefore, when you do have children, that's how it's dropped your dating value as well. I'll say, yeah, I have been through that myself with an ex-partner who had children, and I can tell you now, it is not nice. It's horrible. Still miss them to this day. And to clarify with the whole dating value, I'm not talking about your value as a person. Every person is valuable. Just thought I'd put that one out there.
Number 3.
Chasing validation and attention over love and connection. Now, if you can't go a day without posting a selfie on Facebook or some social media, or you're getting your tits and arse out for the lads every other day, well, there's a lot of comments and that you're getting, aren't they? So you're seeking for a lot of validation and attention there by doing this kind of thing. You know who you are, and this is not going to attract a high value man that you want, because he knows that all that validation and attention and DMs and whatnot that you get from all these men, one man's attention and validation is never going to be enough. Sooner or later, his attention and validation is going to get boring, because it does not compete with the hundreds of people liking your pictures and commenting or sending you messages.
4.
Dating apps and social media are warping your sense of dating value. We're living in a world now with social media and online dating where 90% of blokes now, they're not getting any action. Why is that? Well, women are hypergamous by nature, so they aim up. And of course, as I said before, a man might sleep with you, it doesn't mean he likes you. Well, because they're all aiming for the same group of men, all the rest of them aren't getting anything. Yeah, and this is true. The amount of men nowadays, I can't remember the exact figure, but the amount of men in their 20s now that are virgins is staggering, honestly. So you've got all these men that don't get any action whatsoever, so they're getting very thirsty. So what do? Well, the media and the telly told them that
if I be really nice and compliment her and say nice things to her, well, she's gonna like me.
So then he's blowing up your phone and he's texting you, he's sliding into your DMs or whatever they call it. And, you know, he's feeding your ego. He's making you feel very good about yourself. Now, I've had women every now and then, there'll be a random woman that sends me a message and she's showing high interest, she wants to go out with me. Now, I don't think this is a regular thing, and hats off to the women that have done that, because that takes a lot of courage that a lot of women are not prepared to do. Now, when these kind of things happen, the part of me is like, yeah, I'm pretty damn good. But I do not get the kind of messages that a lot of women receive daily. I'm talking a hell of a lot. Now, if I got that kind of amount, I'd feel like a 10 out of 10 as well. Yeah? So, it is what it is. But it doesn't make me a 10.
Number 5.
What do you bring to the table? Well, there's a lot of women out there that want a man who does X or is X, Y, Z. I've spoken to so many of these on dating sites in the past, and they'll give this great long list, and I'm like, alright, And what do you bring to the table? Now, for some, this works a treat, and now all of a sudden she's qualifying herself. So take notes of that one, lads. But then there's a staggering amount that will answer me with me. I bring me to the table. Well, you're going to have to do a bit better than that, Dale. Them looks aren't going to last forever. You're going to have to work on your personality, and you're going to have to bring some stuff to the table. There's a lot of pretty women in the world. You ain't that special. We want a sweet, kind, nurturing woman that's going to make us feel good. Someone that's going to look after us in her way and allow us to look after her in our way. A beautiful harmony between a man and a woman coming together like that, and it's kind of got lost in this modern world. Cook for him. Give him a massage after his hard day at work. Now, I dare say there's going to be some women who this is triggering, but you wouldn't complain about him doing that for you now, would you? Now, if you do these things, I tell you now, it's going to put you head and shoulders above the rest. You're welcome.
6.
We touched on this earlier, but make him feel appreciated. Be thankful and grateful for his efforts, particularly when you're in a relationship. Now, a man, when he feels appreciated, he will go and do more and more and more. He won't stop. If his hard work and commitment is felt and is appreciated, well, guess what he's going to do? He's going to keep doing it, isn't he? We aren't that complicated. Make him feel like a king, and he will treat you like a queen. Unless he's a narcissist or something like that, which I will cover one day, because I've had my experiences myself. And in which case, get out of there.
Number 7.
Men are quite heavily focused on status. You know, they want to be the man. Now you can use this to your advantage. So if you can make us look good, well, we're definitely going to keep you around. Now this means not being easy, so not everyone's had you. It means looking good, looking the part. You know, you've got to look like a woman who's high value, where it took a high value man to get you. So now he looks like a high value man. And also make sure you respect him, especially in public, and that you make it clear to all the other men that he's your man and you've only got eyes for him.
Number 8.
Manage your expectations. So if you've got kids and you're going for that handsome young man who's carefree and loving life, well, what are the chances that he's really going to commit to you? You're probably not going to hold him down for anything serious now, are you? He's not going to want the responsibility of a kid that's not even his, especially when he's a young lad. If all you're bringing to the table is a nice bod and sex, what do you think he's going to use you for? And if you're getting on in age, you can't expect to be pulling the same quality of men that you did in your 20s. It's just not realistic. Men are attracted to fertile looking women, like I said before, whether they are interested in having kids or not. That's how we survived as a species for thousands of years. Modern technology is not going to change deep-rooted instinct that's been with us for thousands of years. I'm sorry, but it's true. And again, if you slept with half the village, he ain't going to wine and dine you to get in your pants, is he? Not when Tom, Dick and Harry all he had to do was click his fingers or drop a text or buy a drink. Think about it.
Number 9.
I don't need a man attitude. Well, modern feminism has told you that one, and if you're going to believe that, then good luck to you. And I will say, if you are going to continue believing that, you're going to end up very lonely one day, very sad and lonely. And I don't want that. I don't want that to happen to you. Women need men, and men need women.
Number 10.
This is going to be the final one because this video is going to be getting on for a while. But there are a lot more, so stay tuned for future videos. Stop playing games. If you're going to act uninterested to try and win him over, well, a high value man ain't going to waste his time with a woman who doesn't seem interested. He's going to deal with women who are interested. I know, me personally, I won't waste my time with a woman who doesn't even want me. I want a woman who wants me. Well, like I said, there's plenty more, but we'll cover them another time, so make sure you subscribe so you catch them. And I will be doing a video soon as well, actually, for women again, and this will be online dating and the many sins I've seen over the years whenever I've had a dabble, and they're quite comical and some of them are horrendous, so chances are you might be doing one or two of these sins. So let's fix that. Give it a couple of weeks before I do that video anyway, and yeah, don't forget to like and comment as well. Comment if you think there's anything I've missed, or if there's anything you disagree with. Let's have a chat, we'll talk about it. But I will say I am a man, so I would say I'm pretty qualified as to what a man wants. Well, hey, maybe I'm wrong. And be the best you, and do it for you. Cheers.